Hi everyone. In today's video we are going to talk about the hardiest plant or the beginner's delight. So these are the pothos. We very popularly call them money plants, and they actually belong to the Epipremnum genus, okay, in the family of Araceae. So pothos is a very common plant, and in the recent years there are a lot of varieties and variegated versions of pothos that have come into the market. Now the pothos are native to Moorea in the Society Islands of French Polynesia, but now they have been cultivated all across the world, and they are in the wild. They are found in tropical and subtropical forests, and if you see in their native habitat, they climb onto trees, and as they climb up, the leaf sizes can grow up to almost 2 feet. As a house plant, they are one of the most hardiest plants out there, and that's why they've become so popular as well. Now I can show you some varieties that are there in my collection. Now this one is the neon pothos, okay, and this is not a pothos, this is actually a philodendron. This is a neon philodendron. Okay, a lot of people get confused between the two. That's why I have kept both the plants together, so you can see the difference between the pothos. If you see the pothos, it's a little longish leaves. You see that they don't really have any of the sheaths that the philodendron has, right? So if you see a philo, you see these sheaths. This is not there in a pothos. And if you see the philodendron, it's got very heart-shaped leaves versus the pothos. Okay, so but very similar in color, and sometimes sellers do confuse the two and sell them. So neon pothos is a lot more common and a lot less expensive than the philodendron. So just for you to know the difference between the two. Now this one is an enjoy pothos. It's called Enjoy. Okay, I'm going to put all these names in the descriptions if you want to know more about this plants. This is your regular golden pothos, or the most common pothos that you find, right? You have it here as well with the variegated versions. The regular golden pothos, they come with this yellow variegated leaves as well. Now this one is not really a pothos again, right? This is part of the Scindapsus family. Okay, it's called a Scindapsus, but it is also called the satin pothos. Although it's not it's the Scindapsus genus and the Epipremnum genus, two different families. Care is almost similar. This is your marble queen pothos, a very beautiful variegated version of the pothos, and it grows beautifully as well. Now this one here is called Manjula pothos. So if you see the difference between marble queen and Manjula, marble queen has a lot of green specks or variegations, versus in Manjula it's a lot more whiter when it comes to the leaves, and then you have this dark green variegation. So these are again your regular green golden pothos. When it comes to pothos, the reason why they are called such hardy plants is because they grow from absolutely a really small. I can just cut a node here and potentially grow a new plant, and they grow super fast as well. Okay, because of that, it's got and because it's so difficult to kill and it's hardy, it is also sometimes called the devil's vine. Now there are a lot other names that these plants have. They are called, of course, money plant is the most common one. It's called the Ceylon creeper or Ceylon vine. It's called hunter's rope. It is called ivy arum. It is sometimes called silver vine, Solomon Islands vine, because that's where it hails from, etc. So lots of different names. Devil's ivy and devil's vine is a common name that you will find it apart from pothos or money plant. But the actual name is Epipremnum. Now when it comes to light, these are plants that can survive in a range of light conditions. However, if you give them low light, you will not find them variegated as much. Example, like if you see this plant, this has actually been growing inside, and that's why you see that it's pretty dark in color, versus this one has been growing outside in bright light. If you give them bright light, the variegation is a lot starker, it is a lot cleaner, and the variegation looks really good as well. Especially with the variegated varieties like Neon or Enjoy or Marble Queen, Manjula, etc. Even the skin dapses, if you keep them in bright indirect sun, that's where they do well. However, these are plants that can be grown indoors as well. So if you are the kind of person who wants to grow something indoors, you can grow these plants absolutely in the soil or directly in water as well. That's why they are so easy to grow, because you just need to pop a stick of pothos into water. A tap water will do. That is enough nutrient for this plant. The only thing to remember is every couple of days, or maybe every 4 or 5 days, you change the water, so that if there's any lava, mosquito larva, etc. being formed, you can avoid that, and you can replace with more nutrients in the water. Don't fertilize the water, because it can cause fungus and other infections. Just use plain tap water and these plants should do well. When it comes to fertilizing, again, these are not plants that are heavy feeders. At least for my pothos, the only thing that I do is give them some slow release fertilizer. I use the 6 months version and I just forget about it. I don't fertilize these plants as much. Once in a while, you can always top up with some vermicompost or regular compost and keep them happy. In terms of soil, while they are pretty forgiving to all kinds of soil, I would say use soil mixture that is a lot grainy, gritty. You can use some sand, perlite. You can even grow them in coco peat, but then make sure that they are not soggy. These plants will do extremely well in dry conditions compared to moist conditions. They cannot tolerate too much of wet feet or soggy soil. So that's one thing that you remember. Treat them like as if they were succulents. Only once the soil is completely dry, do water them again. So you can touch the surface of the soil. If you see some soil on your fingers, don't water it. The soil, the top layer of the soil should be absolutely dry. When you touch the soil, nothing should be visible on your fingers. And that's when you have to water these plants. And when you water, don't water light, water deeply, so that all the water can come down from the drainage holes, and then you can forget about them for the next 10-15 days or whenever the soil gets completely dry. So that's really the way you water these plants. Now, the other very important thing about pothos, money plants, and this also holds good for your Scindaptus variety or even philodendron, is to prune these plants often. For instance, if you don't prune them, they will just start growing like, long and tall. They don't bush out. So the way to bush out these plants is just whenever they grow beyond a certain size, just cut it in and just put the branch that you have pruned or the part that you have pruned right into the soil. So that will cause it to bush out. And that's really how to make bushy plants. Now, when you buy these from the nursery as well, don't buy with one long trailing vine. Rather, buy one which has multiple plants. So just look like this at the bottom. You can see this has got so many different plants here. This is a good candidate to buy because each one of these will grow, versus having just 1 or 2 nodes. These do extremely well in hanging baskets, and they don't like to be messed with or touched too much. So once you plant them, water them, and then forget about them for some time and leave them up in hanging baskets, they'll beautifully cascade from there. Keep pruning them to maintain the relevant height and bushiness. Now, when it comes to bugs, of course, the pothos can be affected by both mealybugs, spider mites, as well as caterpillars, etc. Right? Mine have been, a lot of caterpillar and other insect attacks this year. And the only way that I manage that is through using neem oil and a detergent mix. So just use 5 ml of neem oil in a liter of water, add a drop of liquid detergent of any kind, and shake the bottle well and spray the leaves, both the leaves, the stem, underside of the leaves, etc. thoroughly. If there is an active infection, do it every few days, like 3 or 4 days. If it is just a preventive method, do it once a week and do it late in the evenings. You can have very healthy plants and pest free plants. Okay, so it's better to be proactive with them. So these are easy to grow. With indoor plants you don't have that much of an issue, but if you look at the water plants only in water, they won't grow as much or as profusely as the plants in soil. So I think I have covered most of the aspects when it comes to pothos. Okay, so they are wonderful plants to grow. A lot of you wanted me to cover money plants. Top tips from my side is, one is watering, making sure that you don't overwater them. Dry the soil completely before watering. Treat them like succulents. And the second most important tip is the pruning tip. So you need to, if you want bushier plants, you have to keep pruning them on a regular basis to be able to make them bushier. And pesticides, please treat them. Look at the undersides especially to see if there are any pest infestations. That's very important. Okay, so these are my top 3 tips. I hope you can get a variety of pothos. There are a lot of varieties now available in the market. So do enjoy them, and you can grow them and enjoy these lovely plants both inside and outside your house. Thanks for watching. Bye.